If you've just started a YouTube channel, then the chances are you're full of ideas, full of motivation, and full of optimism until your videos start getting no more than 100 views. Then this video is for you. Let me say this straight away. You're not shadow banned, you're not bad at YouTube, and you're definitely not alone. The 100-view YouTube jail that you're experiencing is very common for new channels, and there are very specific reasons as to why it happens. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your video views are stuck where they are, but more importantly, how to fix it. Most new creators assume that low views means failure, or that YouTube has judged them, or even worse, ignored them. But here's the reality. With a new channel, YouTube just doesn't know who you are. And YouTube's #1 job is not to help the creator, but protect the viewer experience. Showing the wrong video to the wrong person for YouTube can be risky. So when you're new, it moves very carefully. Low views doesn't necessarily mean rejection. It just means that YouTube is still trying to figure you out. So in this video, you're going to see the 10 reasons that you're stuck in YouTube jail and what you need to do to fix it. Reason #1 is that YouTube doesn't know who you are. The first reason that most people end up in YouTube 100-view jail is that YouTube itself has no context. Your channel is new. There's no history and no pattern, so YouTube has no confidence to recommend you to new viewers. So if your channel name is vague, your banner doesn't explain what you do, or your about section is empty and generic, then YouTube has no information on which to categorize you. And if YouTube can't categorize you, then it can't recommend you. Think of it like this: the clearer you are, the less risky it is for YouTube to show your content to someone new. Reason #2 is that YouTube can't understand your videos. Now, YouTube not knowing much about your channel is one thing, but even with all the perfect profile pictures, YouTube banners, descriptions, and links, uploading a bunch of videos from this point doesn't mean instant success. The same point still stands. YouTube knows nothing about your videos until you give it the information. The more information you can include with each video upload, the better. Now, this isn't me telling you to go add hundreds of tags and hundreds of hashtags to your videos, because that is not going to increase your views. Information in your videos helps YouTube categorize your content. And that categorization is very important. You see, YouTube is only going to show your video to a very small amount of people initially. It needs to make sure the people it shows them to are the best match and correct. Then what those viewers do with that video, i.e. watching it, interacting with it, or subscribing, is what produces the growth. More on that later. Reason #3 that you're getting no views is that you're trying to talk to everyone. Now, this is a big one. A lot of creators say that my content is for everyone. And whilst that feels inclusive, it's actually a growth killer. Every video gets tested with a small specific group of people first. If half of them love it and half of them don't care, then YouTube gets mixed signals and stops pushing. A video that's aimed at beginners performs differently to one that's aimed to advanced viewers. If you mix those signals, YouTube doesn't guess, it waits. So if your channel covers business, sports, and then music, YouTube's really going to struggle to know who will connect with your content. If YouTube can't confidently answer who is this video for, the chances are it might not show it to anyone. Reason #4 is that your titles and thumbnails aren't doing their job. This one hurts, but it's true. If people aren't clicking on your video initially, the chances are it's not going to get suggested anymore, regardless of how good the video is. Now, you can spend a lot of time producing a thumbnail and title, and let's be honest, while you might think it looks really, really good, there's a chance that you've just been a little bit too close to it for too long. Do some tests, send it to people, see what they actually think, and don't just pick people who will say, that looks great. Actually test it with YouTube and compare to proper thumbnails online. Your title and thumbnail should start the story, create the curiosity, and make people feel like they're missing out if they don't click on that video. No clicks means no data, and no data means no distribution. Reason #5 is retention. Weak openings are going to kill your videos. So let's say you do get the click onto your video. Your title and thumbnail has done their job. If people leave in the first 10 or 20 seconds, YouTube backs off immediately. Long intros, explaining who you are, apologizing for being new, you haven't earned that time yet. You've got to get straight into the value and give people a reason to follow your channel. The algorithm watches early retention aggressively. If viewers bounce, YouTube assumes it's made a mistake and will be very cautious in recommending your video again. And trust me, YouTube hates bounce rates and low retention. In fact, the only way you could be less popular at YouTube is if you posted dog poo through their head office letterbox. You've always got to think hook first, context later. Reason number 6 is that production quality secretly matters. It was said for a long time that production quality no longer mattered in social media. And for the most part, that is still true. But social media and YouTube is about standing out. Hollywood lighting setups and pricey cinema cameras have been replaced with the iPhone. So much content being produced from this device means it's very easy for everybody to blend in and look the same. The trend that I'm now seeing is people are starting to increase their production value to look cinematic, bougie, or just to find a signature look and feel of their own. At the end of the day, it's about first impressions and standards. There's a very popular sales trainer called Andy Elliott. Quite a divisive guy overall, although I like some of his content. One of his points that I agree with is around health and fitness as a business owner. His theory is that if people can see you look after yourself, they'll know you can look after them as a customer. And I think the same applies for video content, especially if your channel is around information, providing a service, or marketing your business. Simple things like decent lighting, a nice background, or a clean-cut office setup could make a huge difference on people's first impression. Now, full disclaimer, we run a video production agency that specializes in high production value, long-form content for brands on YouTube. It's easy for me to say quality matters, and I truly do believe that, but let me be clear. I'm not saying that you now go spend £20,000 on the latest 8K cinema camera and crazy lighting. I'm simply saying put a little bit of effort in and help yourself stand out. Reason number 7, inconsistency causes confusion. One video is educational, one is a vlog, one is entertaining, and one is a rant. The inconsistency makes it hard for viewers to know what to expect, and even harder for YouTube. Early on, creativity feels exciting, but consistency builds trust. When YouTube understands the type of content that you make, it gets better at finding the right viewers for it. You've got to remember that early growth loves repetition. Reason number 8 is you're trying to go too deep too quick. This one is a harsh reality. In short, when people are new to your channel, they're probably not so bothered about your personality, your favorite hobbies, or even your political views. They just want to know if they'll get value from your channel. In the early stages, you don't yet have permission from your audience to go super detailed or super nuanced. Think of all the movies that you've watched in your lifetime. Now, how many of those movies have you actually watched the behind the scenes, the making of, the documentary, the bloopers, and the director's cut? Not very many, I bet. And if you have, then it can only be for your absolute most favorite movies of all time, not every single one that you've ever viewed. The same goes for YouTube channels and in fact social media content in general. You yourself probably only have a small handful of creators that you watch every video that they upload, you follow every vlog, every behind the scenes, every Q&A, and even their second YouTube channel. Those people have built a strong enough audience that creates demand for that deeper level of content. Before you go trying to build depth, build your audience first. Ignoring this point will contribute to the low retention rate that we've already said will kill your channel before it's even begun. Reason number 9 is that engagement is happening, you're just not seeing it yet. So here's something really interesting. Have you ever watched loads of videos from a channel that you've really enjoyed, and then realized weeks or months later that you were never actually subscribed to them? That's what we call a secret subscriber. You see, YouTube does a really good job of tracking behaviors beyond just subscriptions. They're tracking repeat views, watch time, and returning viewers. You don't have to subscribe to a channel for YouTube to know you've enjoyed their content. And that could very much be happening with your channel. You've got a few people that are actually watching and enjoying, but they may not have commented, liked, or even subscribed to your channel yet. But engagement still matters. Likes, comments, but more importantly, watch time is all a positive signal for YouTube. And then the more people interact, the more YouTube pushes your videos. Reason number 10 for why your video views aren't where you want them to be is that you're expecting linear growth. Now, this one is a mindset trap. Most creators expect steady, predictable growth, but that's not how YouTube works. YouTube growth compounds over time. That can be the lifetime of your channel, but even the lifetime of one video. Some videos and channels can go months looking completely dead until one video performs slightly better. That can then feed data into the next, which then feeds confidence into the system. And that can be where most people quit, during the data collection phase, right before things start to click. So you see, 100 view jail isn't YouTube trying to punish you, it's just YouTube saying, we don't know you well enough yet. Your job isn't to go viral and get millions of views within a handful of videos. Your job right now is to reduce risk. That means a clear audience, strong hooks, better titles, and higher retention. If you stick around long enough for YouTube to understand you, then the views take care of themselves. And if you are currently stuck in 100 view jail, then do not quit. Chances are you're closer than you think. If this video helped, then this channel is all about building brand and businesses with content online. And it means you'll find either of these videos very helpful. It also means you should subscribe. You can also get in touch and have our team review your online content strategy completely free of charge. We'll give you a score for each of the key pillars of marketing and give you an overall success score, showing how likely you are to hit your goals with the content you're currently producing.